Isn't that lovely? Too bad it's not it.
Wayfaring stranger, I travel through this world of woe, but there's no sickness, toil and danger in that bright world to which we will all go. Going there to see my mother. I'm going there to see Lucinda too. I'm going home, back to Jordan. On this world I will not roam. Dark clouds, they gather round me. I know my way is rough and deep, but I see the fields right before me, and God's redemption a vigil keeps. Going there to see my fathers. He said he'd meet me when I come. I'm going back home to Jordan. On this earth I will not roam. See my mother. Who you thinking about right now? I'm going there to see my son. I'm going home, back to Jordan. On this earth I will not roam. Okay, so you guys excited? Okay, hold on to this because she won't be back for a while.
But they're coming back, for sure.
Well, they're going to leave our spirit, their spirit with us. Jackie, who has been magnificent. If you guys haven't been introduced to her energy, her light, kind of like my singing, if you will. Jackie has a gift. Carrie has a gift. But it's so big that they have to expand a bit, and they'll be watching from afar. But for now, Carrie wants to talk about her journey that got her here. So give it up for Carrie Jacobs.
dressed for the occasion. And I want you to pay attention, because this is the vibrational frequency that I am holding right here. Number one, it's black and white, right? Black and white checkers. We are traveling we have black and white, but my dear friend, there is an oscillating wave that creates color in between the black and the white. The black is magnetism, the white is electric, and between that, all the colors of the rainbow that we visualize are. And I wore my hat, I'm going to take it off, but I wore my hat. And my hat is steampunk. And when I go to my shows, what we all are doing is that we are creating beauty out of the chaos in which we are in at this present time. And I got a little compass on top of my head. And every one of us are focusing on that North Star as we travel through this reality. So with that, let us make understanding out of the chaos in which we have ascended from and to, and where we are going. I want to talk about the journey of the fool, or the hero's journey. And I'm putting them both together because the fool is, we don't know where we came from. And we don't know where we're going. But we know we're here right now. And I call it the three swirls. And the swirl is, out of the swirl we came, and into the swirl we go. But this is the only swirl as Carrie that I know. And I've talked to Bill about dying before, and I said, well, when we died, he was, but this is the only, I'll only come back as Bill one time. And that was a pretty profound thing. It's although we think we believe, and I believe it too, that we have come from many aspects of reality in the past. And some people believe that it's layered, but here we are at this present time, right here, right now. And you have given me the greatest gift that anyone can give me. At this present time, you have given me your presence. Noted, and thank you. So as we ascend, the fool, and I've got these cards, and I'm going to go through the journey with you. And the journey of what I have learned in the last 60 years. Now, as we use the tarot, and could you pass those out for everyone? As we use the tarot, all the tarot is, and I could tell you about vibrational frequency. Like say, oh, here's a vibrational frequency, and can't you see it? And this is a vibrational frequency. It's kind of like looking at a Q&R code and say, can you read it? Can you read it? Come on. I mean, do you know what it says? No, because it's not written in a language that our mind can grasp the understanding of it. And so with the tarot card, and I know that it's a confrontational thing. Some people say that it's bad, it's evil, and blah, blah, blah. And how I've been raised and how I've been conditioned, there is certain belief systems that hold it with great contempt. But all it is a tool, and all it is an archetype. It's an archetype of a picture of reality to hang your mental tag on, to be able to decipher the frequencies that we endure as we go through this journey called life. That is all that it is. And so I'm going to show you the frequencies as we travel around the sun. And as above, so below, as within, so without. And I know that you will, when you think of that term, you always think of me, but it's an ancient term, because everything that is happening to us is happening within us. Everything that is going out there, we are interpreting it within us. And if there's triggers, if there's sorrow, if there's fear, if there's shame, if there's whatever it is, it's all happening within us. And so all the universe is within us. As above, so below. As you think, so you create on this reality that we live in. And what is in you will be projected and mirrored out of you. And so with that, I'm telling you the story of us. That's all it is. It's the story of us and how our soul is shown in these pictures, in these archetypes. Another thing is we are a fragmented piece of God, fractaled and living in a and all the aspects of the divinity. And if we believe in the ancient that says we are children of God, and if you are a child of God, you have the spark of the divinity within you. And human consciousness is part of the divine, part of God. And how we treat each other is how we treat God. So, be kind to yourself and be kind to everybody else too. So with that, we're talking about the Fool. The Fool is the zero. It's one, it's zero. And many times I thought, well, zero isn't anything. Well, zero, to create something, you have to wipe something clean. And to create something out of nothing, you have to have nothing first to create something there. And so when we talk about the Fool, it's ruled by Uranus. And Uranus is, it sings and dances and does the hula hula on its head. And you don't know where it's going and you don't know where it's coming, and it is unpredictable. And yes, and we all have Uranus in us, but we are all, when we come to this, we ascend into this corporeal state, this high density reality that the soul finds itself in. Uranus has an 84-year cycle, and with that, it is new beginnings, it's innocence, it's a potential for adventure, and so with Uranus, 84, you think of 84 is about the lifespan of us on this physical plane. And so we ascend into the abyss, and here we are. And we are given many gifts. The first gift that we're given is through the magician. The magician is what we think. It's how we think, how our emotions are charged, and our force of will, and what we create on a physical plane. And so you are given your thoughts, you are given your force of will, you are given your emotions, and you have everything that you need to manifest on this plane above. And you can see the magician, he's holding his wand up like this, up above, and then he's pointing his hand down below. And it's as above, so below. As you think, everything begins with a thought. And then your emotions get involved. And then your force of will is there. And there you are. You manifested in the reality in which you live in. And then we all have the high priestess. And that's the moon. The moon is 28 days, and it's a shutter that it goes in, it goes out. It gets big and it gets small, and it's black and it's white. It is a revolving, oscillating light in the nighttime. It is our subconscious mind, and it is represented of our intuition, our wisdom, and our reflection of the inner world to the outer world. And it's also, what we're not aware of is our breath. When we take our breath, we're not aware that we breathe sometimes unless we pay attention. We're not aware of how our heart beats, but it does. And there is an operating system within us that has been gifted to us through this subconscious realm. And when we did our class and created those beautiful pendulums that we did, and that's tapping into the subconscious mind. And then we have the Empress, and she's number 3, and it's Venus, and 225 days, which is, a little less than a year, and she symbolizes growth, abundance, nurturing energy, and the love of the arts, and everything that is beautiful. And so that is part of our, archetype of each and every person that is here. And then you have the Emperor. The Emperor is Aries. So when you were given all these gifts and you show up and you arrive, and you arrive head first, generally speaking, except my brother, he showed up feet first. Mom said he showed up running, but but generally everyone shows up feet first, and not feet first, head first. And so the Emperor is ruled by the head, and it's Aries, and it comes in, and it is authority. It's like lightning striking, and it comes in, and Aries wants to put everything in order, and so it's the I am. And when we are born and we let out that cry, that first spark of initial recognition is I am, realizing who and what we are. And when we realize this, and I'm going to the Two of Pentacles, or the Two of Wands, because now I'm going to go through the archetypes, the 10 deacons that are attached to Aries. Is first we survey the reality that we live in, and we're evaluating it as we hold up the world, and we're looking, where do we want to put our energy? How do we want to spend our energy? And that's, how do we want to put this in order? And then we're planting the seeds. And that's the Three of Wands, planting those seeds. And what do I want to manifest? And it's that lightning strike, the light of inspiration that comes to us. And as the Three of Wands, we're laying it out. We're building a dream that we want to see for our future reality. Because it's in the springtime. And when we are born, we are in the spring of our reality. And how do we want to play this? And then you have the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is after we have put our force of will into something, there's a celebration because we have planted the seeds and we're looking forward to each and every milestone that we have done. Is celebrate. When a child starts to walk, yay! When you use the toilet, yippee! There's always a celebration. And so with the Four of Wands in Aries, with the Emperor. And then as we go on, we head to the Hierophant. And this is Taurus, this is the rock in which we stand upon. And Taurus, the bull, stubborn. You come out of I am into mine. Okay, when you start to say, okay, I am here and this is mine. All right, I'm standing on this rock, and also with me is representing my traditions, my guidance, and when a child is born, or when we are born, we come into a reality that we have to learn. We have to learn the language. We have to learn how to walk. We have to learn how how things are, that the game is played, basically. And so with that, you have the Five of Pentacles in that deacon. The Five of Pentacles is the have and the have-nots. And sometimes when you come in, you're going to need help. You're going to need help, and you're going to need to give help, because each and every one on this plane of existence, whether we like it or not, we need each other to thrive and to prosper. No one is an island unto themselves. Everyone, we need each other. And we need to give help to other people too. It's a give and take world. And then when we learn that with the Six of Pentacles, we learn to balance out what we choose to give and what we choose not to give, and how we choose to play. There has to be a balanced game, not just mine. It's mine, yours, okay, give and take, share, play in the playground nicely. And then after that, you have the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles, and this is with Taurus is evaluating your work, evaluating what you have, and observing it. What gifts do I have to manifest on this rock what I want? And so pondering and checking and saying, okay, And then we come to the lovers. And the lovers is Gemini. And Gemini is, the lovers. And when we look at the lovers, it's about choices. And it's about the mind, because it's, as you think, it's ruled by Mercury and making choices, making good choices. And sometimes we make choices and we come to the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords, through these choices, sometimes we feel trapped. We overthought, we are overthinking things, or we're giving our power away, or we made a choice that wasn't the best choice. And so we're in our mind, we're feeling like we're trapped. We can't get out, and we're overthinking things. And then there comes the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is a person laying on a bed, a hard bed, covered by roses. And it's the anxiety card. I'm anxious, I'm anxiety. I made these choices. I've trapped myself and I'm stuck and I made these choices. And then after that comes the 10. The 10 of Swords, and it's overkill. But also with the 10, I want to tell you, whatever choices we made and every decision we made, let us say we chose to get into a marriage and then we were feeling trapped, and then there's a lot of anxiety attached with this marriage, and then it's overkill. It's like poke a fork in me, I'm done. I cannot go any further. The cycle has ended. And with that, the word, it came to pass. Thank you. And so here we are, that choice has been played out. And no matter what choice, whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. Is it a cycle that has ended? And with that, the spring has ended. And we go into the full-fledged summer. And with summer is water. And cardinal water. Cardinal water is the chariot. Woohoo! And it's Cancer, it's family, hearth, and home. It symbolizes willpower. And I have a question for you. It's pulled by two griffins. And the griffin is a black griffin and a white griffin. Which one's going to win? Come on. Which griffin's going to win? Whatever one you feed. It's emotions. And whether, you want your emotions to drag you into the abyss of darkness and sadness, or if you wanted to go into the light and into the happiness, and it's everything. Remember, I said it all happens within us. Everything is happening within us, and so what emotion we choose through our thoughts to feed is the outcome of where this chariot is going to take us. And with that, and the deacons that are connected with the chariot is the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is love. Love, it's like a romantic love. It's a friendship love. It is the Two of Cups. There is love. It is two people, and their soul is connecting through, the vibrational frequency of love. And with love comes the Two of Cups. Celebrate. You ever see when you fall in love and how the sky is bluer, the grass is greener, and there's nothing that can happen to you. You're like bulletproof emotionally because you're so full of love. And love is the emotion that is absolutely beautiful. And so we also come to sometimes, you have loved and loved and loved, and there's been so much emotion, and the emotion sometimes might not turn in the direction that you want it to, and you have festivity, and you have, everything that you think you want, and you become saturated. And that's the Four of Cups. It's like, your emotions become so overwhelming that you just shut them down. I remember one time I was in a organization and in a belief system that did not serve the highest and greatest good. It was serving fear, it was serving shame, it was serving condemnation, and I was living outside of myself and outsourcing my power, and I was not driving the bus, okay? And I was allowing this chariot ride to basically drag me along because I allowed it to happen. And I remember I said, I don't want to feel anymore, so I shut my emotion. I said, I just went inside my head and I clicked like there was a button, like a lever or whatever, and I just turned off my emotions. And it went on for quite some time. But I was like the Walking Dead. I did not have any emotions. I just shut them down. And then I realized that I was not living. Because sometimes, we have to feel it to fix it. And when we just ignore it, it is hard to deal with. So then, we're come now to the strength card. This is Leo. This is your soul. Where soul are. This is the soul. This is the spark of light within us. This is Leo at large and in charge. And every time I talk to people that are Leos, they're the watchers. They're the large and in charge. A lot of them don't like to be read, but, Alex asked their permission. And they represent courage and inner resilience. This is creative. This is something that generates from out of your soul. And as you have the woman, and she has the lion, and you have the circle 8 of roses around the lion's neck. This is us taming the beast within us. And there is a beast in every one of us. There is that lower base nature, the lizard mind, that, food, is survival instinct. But as we're rising higher in consciousness and the soul is elevating to its rightful place as part of, the light within us shining brightly, we are the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is the contenders. They're the childlike, hey, let's play a game. I'm going to contend with you. I'm going to fight with you. Oh, you said something? Well, I'm going to test your mettle. I'm going to see if you know what you're really talking about. I am going to have fun sparring with you. And that is the 5 of Wands, is the childlike wonder and the play. Just going out there to play and to spar with each other. It's not vindictive. It's not cruel. It is like, let us build our strength and and sharpen our swords with each and every one, and let's contend and let's compete and let us be children playing in the sun. And then you have the 7 of Wands as you're running a race and you come to the end. As you're sparring, you have the victory. The victory is the 6 of Wands. It's like victory, take a victory lap, woohoo! And there's a lot of times in our lives we're like, bingo, got it. I won the prize. I showed up. Winner, chicken dinner. I mean, we are, the conquerors. We're the victors, and the soul is rejoicing because it has victory within us. And then we come to the 7 of Wands. And sometimes after you're a contender and after you have victory, you have to hold your position. And this is the 7 of Wands. It's like, hey, I'm holding on. I'm standing in the higher. I'm sparring with my stick and I'm holding on. And I'm like, I am going to hold my position. And that is a soul. A lot of times when people have given their power away, they don't spar anymore. They're not victory, and they do not hold their position. And every one of us, we are a soul. We are a spiritual being down here having this very dense reality called life. And here we are wherever you go, no matter where you go, there you are. You can't get away from you. I tried. I thought that, the Lewiston Clarkson Valley when I graduated from high school was my Achilles tendon. I thought it was the problem, that if I changed my location, that all would be well. So I joined the Army. Well, that was interesting. Wherever you go, there you are. Okay. And when 3 years later, after I left the military and I came back to the Lewiston Clarkson Valley, I bent down and kissed the ground. Because you know what? The realization there is no beautiful place on this planet besides beautiful friends and family. Took me a while to figure that one out, but here we are. And so with that, we have the Hermit. And the Hermit is Virgo. And Virgo is mutable earth. Mutable earth wants to sit down and analyze everything. I have some friends, they're double Virgos, triple Virgos, and I'm telling you what, you're feeling like you're under a microscope with them. I mean, they are analyzing your every move. They're analyzing the earth. They're creating it's quite fascinating. My sister's a Virgo, and she's like the mastermind. But she's, very quiet, very introverted. And that is the hermit. The hermit is one who stands in retrospect and searching. And so when we have traveled, through Aries, and we have gone through Taurus land, and we're, heading out to, hanging out with, our thoughts in Gemini, and we're, dealing with the motions of the moon, and we're, in Cancer land, and then so all of a sudden we come to Virgo, and the Virgo, we start to introspect, we start to look at ourselves and examine who and what we are, and also what we have. And so it's going within to see that light. Virgo is checking out the light. And it starts out with the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles is the worker. This is the person that puts their nose to the grind, and we're gonna create something amazing. We are not the apprentice. We are working, and we are creating something. And then when we get to the Nine of Pentacles, we are the masters. We are the people that stand in our own right, in our own power, upon this plane of existence in which we stand. We have that bird on our arm, and it's a feminine energy, because that's what Virgo is. It's a feminine energy. It's pulling out of the earth all that we need to survive and create. And it's the end of the season where the harvest is brought into the fold, and that we have abundance. And then we are at the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is the end of the cycle, the end of the summer. And it's legacy. It's heritage. It's what we're passing on to the next generation. It's that person that stands in the town square and gives out wisdom. And there's, all of us are seasoned people that are here right now. We are the legacy to the generation that we have brought through us. And so we stand with wisdom, and we stand with abundance, and we want to pass that on as we mute into the next phase. Now this is the wave that is underneath. And the next wave that we have is the wave that comes out into the public. All that was within you and in your family, your hearth, your home, your soul, and everything. And as we rise above the elliptic and our light is shining, and we come to the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is 12 years, Jupiter. So, in about 12 years, when we're 12 years old, we start to expand our horizon. We go through something called puberty. Sorry. I had 3 children. I know what that is. Okay, so we have the spin of the wheel, and with Jupiter is expansion, and it's we're on top of the wheel, and then we get ran over by the wheel, and it's a spin. It's a spin of the wheel. It's the spin of fortune and fortuna, and as we are representing destiny. And so we come to Libra land. I know there's a few Libras in here. I love you guys, because you keep us all organized and on task and balanced. And so when we come to Libra is justice. And with the justice, which is all about fairness and truth, it's also about relationships, because it comes into the 7th house. And the 7th house is relationships. And when you are in the 7th house, it's how you are out in the public sector. And with that, you are, connecting, building relationships. It could be a marriage. It could be a partnership. It could be just a connection just with our society. And so then it comes to the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is our thoughts. And so we want everything to balance. And sometimes it's hard to make a decision. And I'm saying, it doesn't matter what choice you make, just make one. We'll figure it out. But it's sometimes with Libra and with the scales, it's like the Two of Swords. It starts out, it's cardinal air, and it's like, I want it to be fair. I want it to be okay. And it's just really hard for me to make a decision because I could make the wrong one too. And then you have the three of swords. And this three of swords, it's the heart. And it's connected with the emotions, because when you make decisions and sometimes you feel a loss there, you know, and also things are not going. And I know right now, you know, if you watch the news, which I don't, and if you connect with that, there seems to be so much unfairness. And there seems to be so much sadness, and we've kind of, you know, feel like your equilibrium is off, and with that comes sorrow. Okay? And then there is the Four of Swords. With that deacon, the Four of Swords is, I want to tell you something. It's not about our control of a situation. We have to trust the universe. And the universe, it's like a you know, like those bobble dolls or whatever, you know, when you push it one way, it kind of bobbles the other way, you know, and what will happen is the universe is mental. It will always try to reach its equilibrium. And so we are at this equilibrium state, and that is Libra. And let us rest in the knowledge that Libra is always working, and it is always trying to bring balance. And sometimes we cannot do anything but just hold space that everything is going to be okay, and that all will be well, because this is just a dream. All right? And then comes my favorite season, well, actually, my birthday, Scorpio. And Scorpio is death, regeneration. Scorpio is the kiss of death. And when you have the kiss of the scorpion, and it's the kiss of the soul, it's the kiss where the sun goes into detriment. And every one of us has a season in our life which the season is over, and the kiss of death comes. And when that comes, it freezes the emotions, or it freezes the water. And when there is fixed water in a leaf, it dies. And the tree says, okay, I'm out of here. I'm running all my sap down at the roots. We're going in stasis now. Okay, when Scorpio comes, you have the Five of Cups and the seasons of our life. So there is loss, and we feel loss, and we could look around and all the foliage within the four seasons of life. When Scorpio is here, we see death all around us. We see everything in decay, because that which was planted and that which has grown, and in the garden it has been harvested, and the plants wither and die because the water is fixed and it is over. And so we have a sense of loss. And in our seasons we have a sense of loss. When we go through loss, we go through emotional sadness to see it leave. But then we have the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups is, we look at it, and the Six of Cups is memories of what once was, which is no longer, memories of the past, memories that of our children growing, of us growing up as children. It's that childlike memories. And then we have the Seven of Cups, and that is my deacon that I come into, and it's dreams. I'm dreaming of a new reality, because the old reality in which I had resided in no longer exists, and now I'm dreaming a new reality, and all is well. And with that comes the Hangman. The Hangman is Neptune, and it's 165 years. It symbolizes surrendering and perspective. And this is where you're hung upside down and you allow the waters to wash you away. You're Neptunian. It's the dream state. It's dreaming of what is in your mind, and it's bringing it down into a corporeal state. And that's why you have that man hanging on a tree, but you see the light all around his mind, and he's allowing it to run through him and then recreate what he wants to bring back to his reality. And so we have justice, not justice, we have temperance. Temperance is Sag. Sag is that low ember fire, that fire that is dimming, it's going out. And so we want to, with Sag is the Sag people, they're always holding hope. They're always like exploring reality and wanting to see new things, and they're like the guru. They're trying to cultivate wisdom, and it's like gather around the campfire, let's tell stories, because we're not out in the field anymore, and we are the light of our reality is dimming, and so let's huddle together and let's hold fast, and let's expand our consciousness now, and let us be temperate, to take what we have and to deal with it in a very wise manner. And Jupiter, wisdom, expansion. And with that is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is whatever's coming, it comes fast. It doesn't let the grass grow underneath its feet. It's moving ground. It's, whoo, here we go. And so sometimes when you're the Eight of Wands, you're whatever you're going to do, you do fast. And if it's if it's travel, if it's going to explorations, other places. And then you have the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is holding vigil. It's holding vigil. It's alert. It's watching. It's looking around. And sometimes we do that, and then we come to the 10, and it's the end of a cycle. It's just before the winter solstice. And we're carrying this heavy burden. We're just carrying just taking on all the burdens of our reality. Our force of will has gone so far and it can't go any further. But the wonderful thing about 10s is that it comes to pass. And that you're laying down these burdens, and or at least trying to. Because then the next card is the Devil card. And I tell you what, that's Capricorn. Right, Bill? And that old
I am not a crook.
No, you are not. And with Capricorn, it's Capricorn is rebuilding the new world. And a lot of times Capricorns, they're tenacious. I mean, they are going to do it or die trying. It's like that goat holding on to the mountain, and no matter what, it's in the cleft of the rock, and it's holding on, and not even, a mountain lion or a swift wind's going to take it down, because it is tenacious. And sometimes when we get the devil, sometimes we, and the devil is not like, it's think of it as this way, is every one of us have been obsessive at one point in time in our reality. We have gotten into a loop and we just can't get out of it. And, and it's like we cannot let go. And so that, the devil is always in the details. And it's the devil is ego too, and it's sometimes when our ego comes in large and in charge, and it's us and no more, and it's all about me and nobody else, is kind of a rough one. But then we have cardinal earth, and cardinal earth is trying to balance.
Somebody else important too.
Cardinal earth is trying to balance what you have. And no, you're golden, honey. You could teach this better than I can. And cardinal earth is trying to balance the Two of Pentacles. And then we have the, I can't do it by myself. I'm trying to balance this. And so I need other people to come together and let's work on this project. Let's rebuild the earth that we have, and let us put it together. So you have the Three of Pentacles. And then you have the Four of Pentacles. And this is what you're thinking about, your resources, you're thinking about what you have, and you're thinking about what your feet are standing upon. And you're trying to generate and hold on, because the sun has been in detriment. The resources in which you have cultivated, and then you're coming to the end, and you are like trying to say, do I have enough? Is it okay? Can I make it through this season? And then you have the Tower card. Now the Tower card is, every one of us experienced this in our life. Every one of us has gone through where, we were moving along one day, and then all of a sudden you get a phone call and your reality is completely flipped. I've had that when my brother got sick, and he called me one day, and he says, I have lymphoma, and I'm sick, and I'm, and it's like every one of us has gone through this. Every one of us has gone through experiences where we're moving along, and then one day when we wake up, and when we lay our head on that pillow that night, our whole reality has completely switched. The day that I woke up in the campground and all was well, and I thought I could stay home and organize my sock drawer and clean out my closets, or I could go into Elk City, Idaho and have a drink at the bar. And then by the time that end of that day ended, I was laying my head on a pillow at the hospital. Okay, the tower had come into my reality, and each and every one of us deal with that. And it's sudden changes and upheavals. And then we have the star, because after we have gone through this upheaval and this great, catastrophes that we have all experienced, we have the star. And this is Aquarius. And Aquarius is the reflection. The woman is naked, and she is standing at a pool, and she's seeing her reflection in the pool and the reflection of who and what she is. And sometimes when we come into a community and we have been the worker, we have been, and then we've been connected with people, we've suffered loss, we've done all these things, and we come into Aquarius, and it's no longer, I think, I have, it comes into I know. And know who you are, and know what you are, and know what you have to contribute to the humanity around you. And each and every one of us have gifted, our time, our talent, and our resources based upon our hope in humanity. And with that is the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is degradation. Because sometimes stepping out and standing in front of people, you feel degradation. You feel, everyone's looking at you and do I have something in my teeth, or I remember when I was at the bank and I was walking in the door and I slipped and fell in front of these two men, and I landed at their feet. And I could see the look of horror upon their face. And it was degradation. I mean, I felt like, oh, great. As I looked up at him, and I thought, and I got up and I brushed myself off. And all I could say is, I bet it's been a long time since you had a woman fall for you. And then I walked in the bank. It's like, okay, sometimes when you get older, like all of us old golden girls, we just don't care anymore. Okay? Which makes it fun. I was with my daughter and my granddaughter yesterday because it was my granddaughter's birthday. So after I had the class here, I went with them, and my granddaughter, she just started putting makeup on, and she was really cute, and she's 13 years old. And I said, "Oh, you look at your eye makeup. Oh, it's so cute." And you could see this, like, she was like horrified. You could see just her shrinking in front of me, and she was feeling like very like shy or whatever, and I just laughed and I said, well, when you get to be my age, you just don't care.
We're teaching you well.
Yeah, I know you are. Then we have the Six of Swords, and this is, as we're out in the middle, this is the I don't care card. It's safe passage over troubled water. Woo, here we go, yahoo, And then we got the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords is where you take your thoughts, and sometimes they're rejected. Sometimes they're not, you put it out there, and you're like, oh heck, I'm going to grab my thoughts, and I'm out of here. I'm going to be a lone wolf. I'm going to withdraw from this society, and I am going to take what I have and beat foot somewhere else. And every one of us has experienced that. And, I've experienced that here too. It's like, after a while, it's like, okay, I'm going to take a sabbatical. I'm out of here. Okay, it's okay. And then we're almost to the end, so hold on. We'll be eating pretty soon, all right? I don't mean to keep it too long. Sorry, Jenny. So here we have the moon, Pisces, and it's dealing with illusions, and it's dealing with intuition. And Pisces is the mist. So we had fixed water, which is ice. We had the water, which is Cancer, which is rushing water, and we have the Piscean water, which is the mist. And out of the mist we come, and into the mist we go. And water, water always wins. I know, spoken like a true water person. But with the moon, it's seen through the illusion, seen through the mist. And, feeding that nature, either the dog or that nature, the wolf nature, that wildness in us, or to, be the crab that walks straight through. And we're coming through the portal, the mist, and we're going and we're coming to the end of the wheel. And so, the Eight of Cups is walking away from which no longer serves the highest and greatest good. It's leaving that which we have put our time, our talent, our resources, and to realize that it just doesn't matter anymore. Let it go. Walk away. I'm walking away to that which is higher, that which is greater, and that which serves the soul within me. And then you come to the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, because once you walk away from what no longer serves you to the highest and greatest good, you receive that which is the highest and greatest good. And then you come to the end of the cycle and the end of the wheel. And in the end of the wheel is the Ten of Cups, and it's the rainbow. You're walking through the rainbow and to the other side. And to realize that our reality here is very temporal. And that what matters the most is love. There's nothing else that matters. Let your religion be kindness, and let your creed be love. And you are walking through hand in hand with each and every person that loves. And they are your family, because humanity is our family, because we are all one. And with that comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Da, 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 da. And with the sun is our soul. And it's a symbol of rejoicing who and what you are. And never, never lose sight of that person, that spark of divinity that is in you. And then we come to the judgment card. And this is Pluto. Pluto has a cycle of 248 years, which represents the reflection and awakening of seeing what's underneath, of seeing all the what is above and what is below, and being called to a higher place, because it's being called up. And you see him being rose from the grave, being, ascended into to that which is the highest and greatest calling of all. And then we end with Saturn, which is the world card. Well done, well done, well done. Well done, good and faithful servant. You have completed the course. Out of this world you came with nothing, and out of this world you go with nothing but what you have left behind. And that is your legacy, that is your love, and that is your truth. And that is the end of your journey.